Welcome children. Here in this class we will discuss the monohybrid cross. How to make monohybrid cross. We already know that. We will also see dihybrid cross, how to make a dihybrid cross and what are the genotypic ratios and phenotypic ratios of both F1 generation, F2 generation. We will also see trihybrid cross. But today we will start with monohybrid cross. Here monohybrid cross. Mono means one. Mono means one. A cross where we are checking only one character of for a plant. In this cross, when we are making cross between two plants, we are checking for only one character, that is mono. Monohybrid cross. It can be height of the plant, it can be color of the plant, it can be color of the seed, it can be shape of the seed, it can be shape of the pod, it can be color of the pod. We can take any one character. We can take any one character. But here in this we will see how to make this cross. We have already know what is Punnett square. Here it is designed by the scientist Punnett. In this now, when we take gametes at both the sides, we will get, that is, probable combinations for the offsprings. So let us make this Punnett square for monohybrid cross. So here we said that in monohybrid cross we will take only one character. We will check for only one character. So what we are taking here? We are taking height. We are taking height of the plant. We are taking the character height. So height, that is, it is tall. Height will be tall or it can be dwarf. And always remember, so when we start the cross now, we will start with a pure line. So this is pure tall and this is pure dwarf plant. This is pure tall plant and this is pure dwarf plant. This is homozygous. Homozygous, that is, both the alleles are of same type. Both the alleles are of same type. This is homozygous tall, this is homozygous dwarf. Homozygous tall and homozygous dwarf. We are checking the character height. So plant with taller height, tall height, and a plant with dwarf height, that is short height. So when we cross these two plants, plant with tall height and plant with short height, when we cross these two plants, so here what we get? First we will see what are the gametes which we get. What are the gametes we get? So here we said that in the second law of Mendel's, that is, the alleles will get segregated. The alleles of a gene will get segregated. So this is the gene which is giving the character tallness to the plant. This is the gene which is giving the character dwarfness to the plant. So this in the second law of that is second law of Mendel, that is law of segregation, both the alleles will get separated. A gene, this is the gene which is giving the character height. So a gene has two alleles. A gene has two alleles. This is one allele, this is another allele. This is one allele, this is another allele. So both the alleles are together. Now during the gamete formation, these two alleles will get segregated, separated. So here this two will get separated. This is one gamete, this is another gamete. This is one gamete and this is another gamete. Both of them were together. Now both of them are segregated. So this is the parent generation. This is the parent generation, and these parents has produced these two gametes. The parents has produced these two gametes. Similarly, if we get the gametes for this is the gene for dwarfness. So it consists of two alleles. These two alleles will get segregated. So this is one allele, this is one allele. So this is one gamete, this is one gamete. So each gene will segregate and produce two gametes. Each gene will segregate and produce 2 gametes. So this is also producing 2 gametes, segregating and producing 2 gametes. This is also segregating and producing 2 gametes. That is, in gamete formation, only half of the content is whatever is there in this, only half will be going to the new cell. So this is the parent cell and these are the new cells. So there were 2, now half is going to this, half is going to this. So this is how gamete formation takes place by meiosis. So this is the second law of segregation, that is formation of gametes. So when 2 parents are crossed, they will be producing gametes by segregating the gene, by segregating the alleles. Now these 2 are the gametes. We have found the gametes. The gametes will fuse. The gametes will, now we will see how to make this cross. For example, Punnett square, when we take so at this side we are taking male gametes, that is T and T, T and T. These are the male gametes. Now at this side we take, wait, I will write this like this. These are the male gametes, this and this. Now here female gamete, this and this. This is the female gamete. This is small t and this is small t. So when we make a Punnett square, so now gamete has been formed by the parents. These parents has formed these 2 gametes. These parent has formed these 2 gametes. Now when the formation of gamete has taken place, there will be fusion. There will be fusion, a new organism will be formed. So here we see this one. There will be cross between this and this. What we get? Capital T. Always will write dominant first. Will write dominant first. Capital T and small t. So now here we will take this and this. We have taken this and this. Now we will take this and this. This is capital T, small t. So this has crossed with this also, this has crossed with this also. Okay. Now we will take this one, this with this, capital T, small t. This is capital T and small t, and here this with this as well. So we get capital T and small t. So these 4, that is from these gametes of the parents, we get 4 probable offsprings. We get 4 probable offsprings. So the things which are there in the box, this resembles the probable combination of the offsprings. So here when we cross the gametes of this tall plant and short plant or the dwarf plant, we get 4 gametes. This is the parent generation. Now this is the F1 generation. This is F1 generation. This is F1 generation. So now in this F1 generation we have got 4 offsprings. We have got 4 probable offsprings. Now let us see how are those offsprings. We have started with homozygous, pure line homozygous. Here also pure line homozygous. So when we get, so what we are getting? This is capital T, small t. Then this also capital T, small t. This also capital T, small t. This also capital T, small t. Now let us see how it appears if it is having one capital T, one small t. So the plant will be showing taller height because capital T is the dominant one. The plant will show tall height. So this is also tall. Which tall? Heterozygous. Heterozygous. Here this is heterozygous, tall. This will also be tall only, and this will also be heterozygous. This is also tall because it has capital T. So it is also heterozygous. This is also tall and it is also heterozygous. So here in F1 generation, we get all the offsprings are heterozygous tall. In F1 generation, all the offsprings, whether this or this or this or this, all of them are heterozygous tall. All of them are heterozygous tall. So if we see phenotypic ratio, I already said you what is phenotypic ratio? Appearance wise, how it appears, what is the height of the plant, whether it is tall or whether it is short. So appearance wise, this is also tall, this is also tall, this is also tall, and this is also tall. So all of them are tall only. So phenotypic ratio will be, is there any dwarf plant? No, all of them, that is all of them are tall plants. Dwarf, there is no dwarf plant, because we were crossing between tall and dwarf now. So we will see how many tall plants we get, how many dwarf plants we get. So when we check this ratio, when we check this one Punnett square, all of the 4 are tall only. All of the 4 are tall only. Appearance wise, all of the 4 are tall only. There is no dwarf plant. So the ratio, the phenotypic ratio, the appearance wise ratio of the offspring is 4:0. 4:0. All 4 are tall. Genotypic means what type of genetic composition it has, genetic makeup it has. Whether it is homozygous dominant or whether it is heterozygous or whether it is homozygous recessive. So all of them are heterozygous dominant. So what we get? We are getting this type of, all 4 are this type only. So this is heterozygous. All of them we are getting are heterozygous. There is no homozygous. So genotypic ratio will also be 4:0. All of them are heterozygous. All of them are heterozygous. So 4:0. Genotypic ratio is all of them are tall. Sorry, phenotypic ratio is all of them are tall. There is no dwarf plant. And the genotypic ratio is all of them are heterozygous. There is no homozygous. There is no homozygous plant. All the plant which we are getting are heterozygous. So in F1 generation, we get all the plants which are tall and all of them are heterozygous. That is both the genotypic ratio and phenotypic ratio is 4:0. What Mendel's first law state? That in F1 generation, all of the characters will show dominant traits. So this is having dominant allele as well as recessive allele. This is also having dominant allele as well as recessive allele. This is also having dominant allele and as well as recessive allele. This is also dominant and recessive allele. But which is expressing? Only dominant is expressing. All are tall. Recessive is not expressing in the F1 generation. Recessive is not expressing in the F1 generation. So that is what is the first law. All of them are tall. There is no recessive. All the gametes are tall and all of them are heterozygous. So this is the first law states. So now when we plot this monohybrid ratio, that is when we plot this monohybrid Punnett square for monohybrid cross, we get the phenotypic ratio in F1 generation will be 4:0. Genotypic ratio of first generation will be 4:0. Now if we go for the second generation, this is the first generation now. Now we will cross these two for that is on selfing F1 generation. On selfing F1 generation. Selfing means we are taking cross of same generation. All of these 4 are of same generation now. So for out of this 4 now of the same generation, we will take 2 and cross it. So we will take, this is first, second, third, fourth. So we will, out of these 4 we will take any 2 and cross. We will take first and fourth. So first is capital T small t and Fourth is also capital T, small t, because all of them are same. So on selfing F1 generation we get F2 generation. So now what type of gametes will be formed? This is the parent generation, parent F1 generation. Now gametes, this will be, so this is the gene, this is one gamete and this is another gamete for this one. Now here if we take this gamete, this is one gamete and this is another gamete. Both of them were together, now both of them are separated. So these are the gametes. Now we will make the Punnett square for F2 generation. So these two will be taken at one side and these two will be taken at another side. So this is the male and this is the female or whatever. So this is this one and this is this one. We have taken this on one side and this on the other side. Now let us make the probable combinations. So here this is capital T and this is also capital T. Now let us see with this one. This is capital T and this is small t. First this with this, then next this with this. Now coming to this, we will start with this and this. Again capital T and this small t. This one, this and this one. So this is how we get. So now this is the F2 generation. This is F2 generation. We have selfed this F1 generation and we have got this F2 generation. In this F2 generation, let us see what are the characters, that is probable combinations which we got. Here it is, both of them is tall, that is homozygous, same gene, homozygous. And what is the appearance? Tall. Here this is heterozygous because one is capital T, one is small t, heterozygous. And if capital T and small t means, it will be tall only because T is the dominant one. This is heterozygous, tall. This is heterozygous, tall. Now coming to this, this is also capital T, small t. So this is also heterozygous. And as it is having capital T, so appearance wise it will be tall. Now this is, both of them are small t. So both of them are same allele, so homozygous. Homozygous. So and this is dwarf because both of them are small t. So this is homozygous dwarf. Now in F2 generation we have got different combinations. We have got different combinations. In F1 generation there was no dwarf plant. All of them were tall. Now in F2 generation we have got the dwarf plant. So now checking the phenotypic ratio. Appearance wise, this is tall plant. Appearance wise, this is tall. Appearance wise, this is also tall. Appearance wise, this is also tall. And this is dwarf. Tall how many? 1 tall, 2 tall and 3 tall. So tall is how many? Phenotypic means appearance wise. So it will be 3. Tall is 3 and dwarf is 1. Dwarf is 1. So in F2 generation we get the phenotypic ratio as 3:1. 3:1. 3 tall, that is 3 tall and 1 dwarf. Appearance wise we get 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant in F2 generation. Now coming to this genotypic ratio. What type of genetic material it is having, genetic makeup? This is homozygous. This is homozygous tall. Homozygous tall is only 1. Homozygous tall is only 1. 1 homozygous tall. Then we have, this is heterozygous, this is also heterozygous. How many heterozygous? 2. 2 heterozygous tall we have. because tall and tall, 2 heterozygous tall we have. Then we have one homozygous, but it is not tall, it is dwarf, homozygous dwarf, it is homozygous dwarf. So the genotypic ratio in F2 generation will be 1:2:1, 1:2:1, and phenotypic ratio is 3:1 in F2 generation, and phenotypic ratio is 1:2:1. So this is the second generation. So if we again self-fit the second generation, we get the third generation. Again self-fit with the third generation, we get the fourth generation. So likewise it will be going on. So this is how we can say, this is how the monohybrid cross will be making. So in monohybrid cross, we will check only one character. So during this monohybrid cross, we have seen that is first law of dominance, as well as we have seen law of segregation, that is second law. Now in the next class, we will see how to make this dihybrid cross. How to make dihybrid cross.